The dynamic duo. The dynamic duo. The dynamic duo. Faith and courage. For those who refuse to surrender and instead choose to fight, there awaits a triumphant victory over the darkest aspects of life. Let's make it abundantly clear from the outset that there is no room for doubt in this statement. I'm here to reveal the essential qualities and behaviors that contribute to the cultivation of a life characterized by unwavering strength and unparalleled success. To confront truth head-on, to emerge from countless trials and tribulations with wisdom and bliss, to never be defeated or cast aside, but to ultimately conquer every internal adversary, this is the divine destiny of humanity, the glorious objective that every saint, sage, and savior has proclaimed. In the current stage of human existence, only a select few attain this high point of victory, although all will eventually reach it. Nevertheless, a magnificent group of perfected individuals has already achieved this feat in the past, and their numbers continue to grow with each passing day. Humanity is still in the early stages of its education in the school of life, and unfortunately, most individuals depart this world as perpetual students. However, there exist a few exceptional souls who, through unwavering determination and relentless battles against darkness, suffering, and ignorance, acquire a profound understanding of life and joyfully transcend the role of simple pupils. Man is not destined to forever remain a simple student in the vast universe, subject to punishment for his follies and mistakes. When he so desires, he can focus his mind on his purpose and master the lessons of life, transforming into a confident and adept scholar who lives in harmony and comprehension, rather than ignorance and misery. The sorrows that plague our existence are indeed profound and deeply entrenched, but they can be comprehended and eliminated. The passions and emotions natural to human nature, when left unchecked, can be overwhelming and cause painful conflicts. However, with careful guidance, they can be tamed, harmonized, and channeled towards enlightened objectives, becoming obedient servants in the pursuit of higher purposes. Life is a battlefield, where uncertainties and challenges loom large, causing many to crumble under the weight. However, let us not forget that these difficulties are not objective or arbitrary, they are subjective and purely mental structures that can be overcome. There is no inherent and everlasting evil in the grand scheme of things. The mind has the power to rise above and reach a moral altitude where evil cannot touch it anymore. To embark on the path of strength, serenity, and steadfastness, one must firmly believe that the essence of life is good. Only by realizing that disorder in our lives is self-created can we truly behold the cosmic order and experience the ecstasy of liberation. This realization is not easily attained, as the mind, in its imperfect state, tends to indulge in self-pity and self-justification. However, it is an essential achievement for those seeking a life of freedom. Initially, this belief must be embraced and clung to until it blossoms into realization and knowledge. The sufferings of life lose their grip when we accept them as lessons in discipline. The person of faith embraces these experiences, recognizing their potential to shape character. The sufferings of life are transcended and discarded when all experiences are seen as valuable and utilized for personal growth. The person of knowledge understands this and harnesses the power of every experience. Faith is the dawn that precedes the full and perfect day of knowledge. Without it, strength cannot be attained, and the heart cannot find lasting security. The person of faith does not succumb to difficulties, they do not despair when troubles befall them. They stand tall, unwavering in their belief that the heart of life is good. So, let us face life boldly, knowing that its challenges are conquerable. Let us embrace the truth that the difficulties we encounter are not external forces, but products of our own minds. With unwavering faith, we can rise above the struggles and emerge triumphant. No matter how steep and dark his path may appear, he eagerly anticipates a brighter future ahead. He envisions a destination of tranquility and illumination beyond. Those who lack faith in the triumph of goodness shamefully succumb to the forces of evil. And this is an undeniable truth, for those who do not uplift goodness, inadvertently uplift evil, and in perceiving evil as the ruler of existence, they reap the consequences of their actions. There exist individuals who, having surrendered to defeat in the battle of life, mindlessly lament about the injustices they have endured at the hands of others. They firmly believe, and strive to convince others, that they would have achieved success, wealth, or fame if not for the treachery and ill will of those around them. They incessantly recount, for the thousandth time, how they have been deceived, cheated, and degraded by others. They delude themselves into thinking that they alone possess trust, innocence, honesty, and goodwill, while nearly everyone else is inherently wicked and malicious. They boast about how they would have attained prosperity and honor if they had been as self-centered as their counterparts, and they attribute their setbacks and failures to their excessive endowment of selflessness. Such braggadocious complainers are incapable of distinguishing between good and evil, and their faith in human nature and the benevolence of the universe has perished. However, their distorted perspective blinds them to the complexities of human nature. They fail to recognize that good and evil coexist within each individual, and that no one is entirely virtuous or entirely corrupt. By refusing to acknowledge their own flaws and shortcomings, they project their insecurities onto the world around them. This self-righteousness not only hinders their personal growth but also prevents them from forming genuine connections with others. Instead of seeking understanding and empathy, they choose to isolate themselves in a bubble of self-pity and cynicism. When they look at others, their eyes are fixated solely on the evil. When they look at themselves, they only see innocent suffering. Rather than acknowledging any wrongdoing within themselves, they prefer to believe that all of humanity is corrupt. In their hearts, they have crowned the wretched demon of evil as the ruler of life, perceiving existence as a selfish scramble where goodness is perpetually crushed and evil emerges victorious. Oblivious to their own foolishness, ignorance, and frailty, they perceive nothing but injustice in their destiny, nothing but misery and desolation in their current state. They find solace in their pessimistic worldview, finding comfort in the idea that their suffering is not unique but rather a shared experience among all of humanity. This belief allows them to justify their own actions, as they see themselves merely as victims of a corrupt world. Their refusal to acknowledge their own flaws and take responsibility for their actions perpetuates a cycle of negativity and despair. In their eyes, every interaction becomes tainted with suspicion and every act of kindness is seen as a facade hiding hidden motives. Their perception of the world becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as they attract and amplify the very negativity they believe to be inherent in humanity. To lead a purposeful and triumphant life, one must eliminate and discard the wretched mindset that undermines all that is virtuous and exalts all that is evil. Those who believe that dishonesty, deceit, and selfishness are the means to achieve success are destined for misfortune, misery, and defeat. How can a person cultivate courage and strength, and find tranquility and happiness, if they constantly suppress and discourage their better qualities in order to keep up with others? Those who perceive evil as more potent than good, and believe that the wicked thrive while the righteous falter, are still entangled in the clutches of immorality and bitchiness. Consequently, they suffer inevitable defeat. It may seem to you that the world is engulfed in wickedness, that the unscrupulous prosper while the virtuous flounder, and that chance, injustice, and disorder reign supreme. However, do not give in to this illusion, consider it a deceptive camouflage. Understand that you have yet to grasp the true essence of life, that you have not investigated into the underlying causes of things. Once you can perceive life through a purer heart and a wiser mind, you will witness and comprehend its inherent fairness. Indeed, when you adopt this perspective, you will discern goodness where you currently perceive evil, order where chaos seems to prevail, and justice where injustice appears to hold sway. The universe is not a chaotic pit but a deliberate creation, and the wicked do not truly prosper. Granted, there is a substantial amount of evil in the world, or else moral aspirations would be unnecessary. However, there is also an abundance of suffering. Evil and misery are intrinsically linked as cause and effect. Reject the notion that darkness prevails and instead, strive to illuminate the world with your virtuous actions. It is an undeniable truth that the world is filled with immense goodness and everlasting joy. The relationship between good and gladness is related to cause and effect. Those who have cultivated an unwavering faith in the power and supremacy of God's goodness are untouched to apparent injustice, suffering, and catastrophes. They navigate through all emergencies, trials, and difficulties with a resolute courage that defies the demons of doubt and despair. While they may not always achieve success in their endeavors and may encounter failures along the way, these setbacks serve as stepping stones towards loftier aspirations and greater accomplishments. Their lives are not, and cannot be, deemed failures. Though certain aspects may falter, these are merely weak links in the chain of character and events, ultimately strengthening and completing the whole. There exists a type of courage that can calmly confront the fires of battle or the ferocious rage of beasts, yet crumbles when faced with the internal beasts that rage within one's own heart. It takes a higher, more heavenly courage to remain composed in times of loss and calamity than in the heat of battle, to conquer oneself rather than another. This visionary courage is the steadfast companion of faith. However, it is crucial to distinguish between a simple theological belief and true faith. Superficial opinions about God, Jesus, creation, and the like, derived mainly from social customs, do not penetrate the depths of a person's existence nor possess the power to provide genuine faith. While such beliefs may coexist with faith, they are separate entities in their own right. Often, those who cling stubbornly to their beliefs about God, Jesus, and the Bible are the ones who lack true faith. They easily give in to complaints, despair, and sorrow at the slightest inconvenience. If someone is powerless to irritability, anxiety, hopelessness, and constant lamentations over trivial matters, they should realize that, despite their religious convictions or metaphysical philosophies, they are lacking in faith. True faith brings forth courage, fortitude, steadfastness, and strength. The opinions of others should be taken lightly, as they change with every passing thought. These opinions hold little significance in the grand scheme of things, they are simply superficial bubbles. However, beneath all these opinions lies the same human heart. Those who are godless are truly without goodness, even if they claim membership in churches and profess their faith in God. On the other hand, those who are godly possess goodness, even if they do not openly practice religion. The complainers and mourners are the ones who lack faith and belief. The only true atheists are those who deny or belittle the power of good and, through their actions, amplify the power of evil. Faith grants us the heavenly courage to rise above the petty and self-centered disappointments and troubles of life. It recognizes no defeat except as a stepping stone towards victory. Faith provides us with strength to endure, patience to wait, and energy to fight. It perceives the forgiving law of truth in all things and remains confident in the ultimate triumph of the heart and the magnificent power of the mind. Ignite the flame of faith within your heart and navigate through the darkness, guided by its illuminating light. The light it emits may be dim, unable to rival the radiant brilliance of sunlight, yet it serves a crucial purpose. This light acts as a guide, leading us safely through the murky mists of doubt and the pitch-black darkness of despair. It illuminates the narrow, thorny paths of sickness and sorrow, and helps us navigate the treacherous plains of temptation and uncertainty. With this light, humanity gains the power to fend off and surpass the offensive beasts that rage within the depths of our hearts. It empowers us to reach the open plains of a pure life and ascend to the mountain peaks of conquest. Leaving behind all darkness, doubt, error, and sorrow, we step into a new realm of consciousness, boarding a higher plane of existence. In this elevated state, we work, act, and live with a self-contained and peaceful attitude, basking in the full and glorious light of knowledge. It is a bold and unyielding stance, as we have shed all remnants of uncertainty and ignorance. We stand tall, fully aware of our purpose and armed with the wisdom that guides our every step. This light, though modest in its glow, is a beacon of hope and enlightenment. It propels us forward, urging us to embrace a life of clarity and understanding. With its unwavering guidance, we transcend the limitations of our past and begin a journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be accomplished. Peace.